What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel for another video. In today's video, I'm reviewing RRR, which stands for Rise, Roar, Revolt. Directed by SS Ramajouli, this Tollywood film is absolutely amazing. This Telugu language Indian action epic is one of the best movies that I've seen, just because the over-the-top action and dramatic effect of things, the amazing acting, and the chemistry between all the actors and actresses. It was just such a joy to watch this film. My girlfriend and I were watching it together before she unfortunately fell asleep, but the thing that we were talking about is foreign films. They have this thing to them that makes it just that much better because they feel like they have something to prove even though they don't. Because when it comes to American films, you know what you're gonna get. You know it's gonna be amazing and highly budgeted, and even if it's not that good of a film, it's still gonna be good because it's going to look good, sound good, have all these special effects. When it comes to various foreign films, sometimes that isn't the case, but sometimes those are the best movies. In this case, the cinematography was through the roof. The way how certain things were animated and how they just got these amazing sequences together with some of the musical numbers and some of the things that happened to some of the soldiers in the movie was just absolutely amazing. I really think that this movie hit the nail on the head, especially when it came to what the actual theme was, which I believe was abolishing racism. Not necessarily abolishing it, but kind of taking a stab at racism, because the English soldiers treated these Indians as, you know, just brown people, or brown buggers, as they said in the movie. Like, throughout the movie, I'm sitting here like, wow. So this man, this Indian officer who jumped over barbed wire to capture this man and took on an entire sea of people, didn't get a promotion, but 3 other white men got a promotion. So when I saw that happen earlier in the movie, I was like, okay, I know what this is going to be about, and I really like where this is going, because it's just about oppression, you know? It is just a phenomenal film. The tones in this film are amazing as well, and I really don't have any negatives. The only negative that I'd really say, which isn't even a negative because I really like it, but for others this might be a turnoff, is the over-the-top action. Like, case in point, there's a scene where there is one man standing, kneeling on somebody's shoulders, and they're fighting together. You know, like that's pretty crazy. And then in another sequence, there's a man using a motorcycle to fight people. What? You know what I mean? That it's crazy to think about, but the way how the movie went, it was just absolutely a spectacle to see. One of the characters, Kamaran Beam, is played by N.T. Rama Rao Jr. Phenomenal actor. The way how the dramatics in his face and the way how his facial structure changed when certain things happened, when, you know, he saw a woman that he loved, or he finally met up with his sister. And it's just amazing to see how well acted this movie is. Ram Charan, the other revolutionary, is played by Alaturi Satarama Raju. Forgive me if I mess up any of these names. It is slightly difficult to pronounce them, but I'm trying my best to do them justice, so please forgive me if I mispronounce any names. I genuinely do apologize, and I mean no disrespect. So I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but the basic gist of this film is 2 revolutionaries trying to just fight for the freedom of their country in the 1920s, and they don't realize it throughout the film, especially after a certain thing happens, but they don't realize that they're fighting for the same thing, just in 2 different ways. And both characters have been through so many different things. As a case in point, one of the main characters, Ram, he is just an amazing guy and very skilled at shooting and very skilled at fighting and everything he does. Ever since he was a kid with his father and his village, what happens there is just through the roof. I know I've said some things already, kind of said a little bit of spoilers, but I don't want to give too much away because 1, it is a 3-hour movie, and 2, there's just so many different elements to this film that make it what it is, which is a great Tollywood film. As I said, there's not many negatives besides the whole over-the-top action thing, which for some people doesn't work. For me, it does work, but just for the purpose of this review, you know, I'll count it as a slight negative, along with the over-the-top acting sometimes from some people. But again, in my eyes, that is just great filmmaking and great acting. The way how this was shot, as I said earlier, the cinematography, like some of the scenery, you know, it's just beautiful. You know, it is absolutely beautiful. And the way how the writers and the director got together and got this story together to make people feel, you know, it's just absolutely one of the greatest things I've seen in film writing and making. Another great thing about this film are the musical numbers. Like, first of all, the timbre of people's voices and the way how a lot of these songs went, and even the soundtrack itself. Whenever certain things happen, I just love the way how the style of music is played out and how it sounds, and the way how the film went and certain events in the film. They just placed these songs perfectly in those spots to make it hit home a little bit more, or make it feel a little bit more for you. So that's something really, really good about this film that I love. Is music, obviously I love, but just the way how they incorporated the music with the action, with the drama, with the suspense, with everything else going on. Just great editing and filmmaking and directing all around. So thank you guys for joining me for this review. I really, really enjoyed watching this, and I really hope that you enjoy what I had to say. And if you disagree, comment down below. If you agree, comment down below as well. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this if you've seen it, and if you haven't seen it, definitely spend the 3 hours to watch it. It is definitely worth it. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can get a notification anytime there's a new video. Thanks again for watching. Until the next one.